How's everyone doing? Great. My name is Nekpen Osuan Wilson. The origins of my name come from Edo State in southern Nigeria. I identify as a mother, as a leader, as an investor, and as a proud advocate for women and girls. I started my nonprofit Women Work in 2015 after too many Black women in my network told me they didn't have the resources, information, and mentorship to realize their professional goals. Today, I'm a certified career coach trusted by my clients to help them boost satisfaction at work and improve their outcomes in their career. Do you know the average person spends over 90,000 hours at work? While this number is not more than how much we eat and sleep, it is more than what most people get to spend with their friends and family. And it's certainly more than what many of us spend on our own personal development and wellness. Work is an essential part of our lives, and we saw this when a global pandemic hit in 2020, and many of us prioritized work. I remember working as a management consultant for a Big Four firm during the pandemic. I used to love being a project leader. I would gather our clients from across the country for investment meetings, and we had a rich opportunity to connect and do business. When the lockdown hit, travel was halted, and I had to immediately rethink the way I was able to show up. I leveraged technology and AI to support the automation that I could do with a team of 12. It was exciting to really be able to finally show that remote work could add value to businesses and companies. In addition, it was clear to me that those who worked in traditional in-person roles for the first time were asked to innovate and to adapt. We suddenly saw that the future of work was now. One of the reasons why I'm so passionate about career satisfaction is that even when we're making money, many of us are not satisfied. We find ourselves undermotivated, undersupported, and unable to truly see the why behind our work. A number of us are going to work, if we're honest, for the paycheck. If the paycheck were to stop, we would suddenly find other things to do with our time. So for me, as a career coach, I'm always curious of why people are motivated to do what they do and to do it well. The pandemic taught me that though I was working for a great company, being paid well, it was core to my personal mission to help others unlock a passion for work and access to the workforce. Today, a number of Black and brown families are stuck in poverty because our workplaces and the workforce is excelling in technology that nobody has access to. So many children are growing up in a digital divide, unable to see the future that's being built today. So when we think about the importance of work, we know it's practically material for us to provide for our families. Work allows us to feed and house the people we love. Work allows us to show up with dignity every single day to do something meaningful and valuable. But have you ever thought about how work can drive value for you? Career coaches are here for you in a world where many people only have HR professionals and mentors who are actually there for the company. I always tell my clients, it's important to be authentic at work. It's important to be honest about what you need. But always remember, the company puts itself first. And you need to as well. When I think about the most engaging conversations I've had as a career coach, a lot of it centers around career satisfaction. My clients share with me that during the pandemic, they were working long hours as the line between workplace and workspace and personal space was all blended together. So many of us would go from night to day and day to night, really trying to figure out what it meant to be human again in the middle of a global crisis. We sought connectivity through Zoom. We learned new skills. I learned how to make sourdough bread. I don't even like sourdough bread, but I learned how to make it, okay? It was an amazing time. And so there's a lot of lessons we gained from the pandemic, and there's two particular trends that I want to share with you that I think will empower the way you think about your career. The first trend was increasing awareness that work needs to be well for us. When you're not personally well, your ability to show up motivated and engaged suffers. And the truth is, you don't have to keep going to a job that does not motivate you, but you must reflect on what you need in order to find that next position that will motivate you. The next trend I want to talk about is this increase in entrepreneurship. Anyone who's ever worked for an employer has thought, I need to quit this job and do my own thing, right? But how many of us have the courage and skill set to do that? A lot of us really have dreams within us that will die within us if we do not embrace entrepreneurship. Bloomberg did a study in 2022 and found out that 5 million new businesses were created between 2019 and 2022, a 44% increase in years prior to the pandemic. Many people were willing to step away from stressful jobs and bet on themselves. They took out personal loans, they took out business loans, and a lot of these companies are brands we celebrate today. While entrepreneurship is not for everyone, trust me, it's not easier work, it's just more flexible work. I want to encourage you all to sit with your dreams and figure out what it takes to get more support and mentorship to be successful at what you know you're uniquely created to do. When we think about work, whether you're working for someone else or you're working for your own business, we know that satisfaction is important. And unfortunately, a growing trend across America is that workforce satisfaction is declining. In an annual Gallup survey conducted about employee engagement and satisfaction, it has shown that from 2016, when most employees, 51%, said that they were excited about going to work, has now dwindled to a near 32% number as of 2022. And the global statistic around workforce satisfaction is even lower. Only 23% of the global workforce finds themselves excited and engaged on a daily basis. That means about 2/3 of us who are working truly would prefer to do something else. And so then we have to ask ourselves, what is that real barrier to finding what we're meant to do? Is it the adequate support from a mentor, a sponsor, to figure out other options? Is it the personal development and learning that's required in order for you to really embrace that vision you have? For me, becoming a certified career coach meant I had to engage with the community around me. I've been working with influencers, recruiters, HR executives to better understand what it takes to motivate people at work. The research on this topic is very clear. People need two things to feel really motivated and satisfied at work. The first is autonomy. And autonomy doesn't mean, oh, I want to go to work and not be bothered. I want to work alone, I want to be left alone. That's not what autonomy means. Autonomy means that you have some flexibility in the way you show up at work, and you're allowed to be creative as a skilled professional to find the solutions that work for you. People who crave autonomy are great at performing at work. They need managers who see their skill set and foster and coach them to be better at what they're doing. Alternatively, the other half of the coin for satisfaction is rooted in inclusion. Many minority professionals already knew that. Inclusion means that we are at work, but we are brought along in a shared vision of the company. That we work with managers who take the time to understand who we are and motivate us in our unique ways. So when employees are not feeling autonomous and are not feeling included in the workforce, what happens is that they become disengaged. Companies start to see a decline in performance, and many people stunt their careers in positions that they stay in for far too long. As a career coach, I try my best to really support both clients and employees with the way they think about motivation. One of the things I've learned as the Hardy tool that I want to share with you today is that most of us will have to manage up to our managers a lot more effectively than we're doing today. Because managers are so overwhelmed with performance and driving the work in the workplace, they often don't take the time to personalize how they support each employee. That means that when we know that we're motivated a certain way, or we don't like an approach from a manager, in a respectful, professional, and healthy way, it is okay to give that manager that feedback. For me, it's important, again, to really understand what motivates people. On motivation, one of the things I've increasingly developed as a package that I want to share for free today is this axis of understanding skills to motivation to be successful at work. If you've not taken inventory of your skill set and how that shows up on a regular basis, you may be missing the opportunity to either perform at a higher level or shift to a better position within your company. If you're not motivated, maybe you're not connecting well with your manager, or your peers are not supporting your career, again, be brave and take that step to make a change. When a manager is engaging with you, it's important for you to notice that they're differentiated in their approach. For those who are low motivation in their role, and maybe don't see that the skills are a fit any longer, you need a manager who can actively help you to find greater support within the company to grow to another position. This is a conversation that many managers avoid, and instead of supporting people to find a better fit role, they often will terminate them, which is unfortunate. A good manager will work with you, discover your strengths, and more importantly, encourage you to come back with a solution so that they can help advocate for you at work. Alternatively, for employees that have high motivation and low skill set, HR executives must prioritize diversity initiatives and learning and development. For too often, we see budgets where L&D development is an afterthought. People would rather spend money on hiring, firing, and rehiring people instead of investing in L&D to upskill their current employees. This is just expensive, inefficient, and it does not boost morale. Alternatively, if you're the type of person who's highly skilled but not as motivated in your role, it's important that your manager advocate for you as a coach. A coach is just as we hear it in professional sports. They know you have the talent. They need to set the boundaries, the game plan, and the conversations necessary for you to unlock your talent and be motivated. If you're a highly skilled professional finding that you're not motivated in your current role, seek opportunities to showcase your skills. Maybe become a teacher among your peers, or speak to your manager about a new reward structure that'll motivate you to show up at work differently. Again, we must be brave to advocate for ourselves and our careers. Now, those who find themselves highly skilled and highly motivated at work tend to be the happiest with work. This quadrant folks are the ones that are A-listers, and in order to retain them, managers must provide a clear path for promotion and continue to celebrate their contributions by delegating high exposure projects. If you're a manager in the room, do not make the mistake of feeling shy around high performing workers. A lot of people do. They think of the high performing worker on their team as stealing their shine, but instead it's important for you to double down your support of this individual and ensure that they are the talent that wants to stay at your company. Trust me, they're not your competition, they're there to grow under your mentorship. And so what if you've already done your personal assessment and you're still not satisfied in your role? I would always recommend you work with a career coach. I think that the value that we offer clients is essential to growing their careers. But I'd also like for you to set your personal goals of what you want to see be different. So often we are not satisfied with the way our lives are, but we don't take the work up of designing a new future for ourselves. This could look like setting a new target for a salary you want to earn in your next position. It could mean going to HR and requesting for a learning and development budget because you know that'll motivate you daily at work. Most importantly, always remember that in order to be satisfied in your career, make sure you're working towards greater autonomy and greater inclusion. And I want everyone in this room to know that no matter where you are in your career journey, you can aspire to be satisfied. Thank you.